today's practice?
Today was a little lighter. We basically had 4 practices in about 48 hours here, just trying to get stuff in. So kind of just review and going through some things and get the guys off their feet, ready to go for tomorrow.
When you look at Cooper as a ball handler, I guess what's the skill that stands out the most?
Probably just his passing. I think that's something that stands out from his whole game. But just obviously with his size, he can see the whole floor, and his ability to see, not only over his defender but that whole weak side and make any pass, whether it's going right or left. So that's been pretty impressive so far.
Is it unusual for a guy his size to kind of have that skill set?
Yeah, I'd say so. But he's obviously, extremely talented and then has a great IQ on top of that. So it's great to see.
Yesterday you talked about how in Summer League you want to showcase what these guys can do. What are you wanting to see from Melvin?
From Melvin, I think we just want to see from him is, like we talked about yesterday, just kind of picking up how the game's played over here, a little bit more freestyle. Over there they run him off a lot of screens and move him around a bunch. One thing that he can do is shoot the ball. So, getting those more, whether it's in transition or off closeouts, reading those closeouts, some of that stuff. So not having to call a play for him and still get him involved in the action.
Mavs still have a two-way spot open right now. Is that something that you use? Is that a tactic you use as motivation for guys?
You have to talk to the front office about that one. I'm not sure about that, but that's probably more up their alley.
You absolutely saw Jamarian Sharp last year, and he also played with the Legends. I guess what's the biggest area of growth from his game from last summer?
I think the time and effort that he's put in, one with the conditioning and just getting stronger. I think that's something we saw last year when he came in, was he could do things for 1 or 2 possessions, but not for longer stretches. That's something he's really, really worked hard on and improved on. Obviously, Jordan Sears with the Legends did a great job with him. And then up here, he's been working with Riley Crean a lot. They've done a really good job of not only working on his skill set, but just his ability to do things that he does really well for longer stretches. Like you'll see over Summer League, hopefully, of him blocking shots, running the floor, impacting the game all by himself, and not just doing it once or twice where you're like, wow, that's something he can help us with. Him doing it for longer stretches, which he's shown in practice the last couple of days.
We know a lot of these young guys are going to be fighting for a spot, not just here, but anywhere in the league. What do you tell them about kind of pacing themselves and being ready for the moment, not letting it kind of outshine them?
That's one thing all these guys have done a really good job of is team basketball makes everybody stand out a lot more than trying to play, 1-on-3, 1-on-4. I think Summer League, you'll definitely see, everyone's trying to put as much stuff in early, but us just playing with the pass, playing fast, spacing the floor, that's going to make those guys all shine versus, hey, it's his turn, it's my turn. So hopefully that carries over into Vegas, but we've had a bunch of guys, I think, starting with Ryan and Cooper especially, that are, pass first movers, ball handlers, all that stuff. I think that really helps everybody else just kind of fall in line. And then we have bigs that can, vertical spacing and play really hard, which helps, kind of help open up the floor.
That first game's really become a spectacle all its own. I think average ticket price is over $250. Do you think that helps or hurts your players ultimately going into a big matchup in the Summer League?
I mean, all these guys are high-level players. I don't think, the more shine, they usually rise to the level of the occasion versus shrink away from it. So, yeah, I definitely think it helps them. And I think they're all excited just to get out and show what they can do. I mean, as much as they love playing here in the gym, I think it'll be fun to go play against some other competition and get out to Vegas. So I think they're all excited.
In addition to that guy from Duke, do you have a starting lineup set yet?
No, we do not have a starting lineup set, but he will be in it for sure.
What are some things that stand out about the Lakers as a matchup heading into that first game?
I'm going to be honest, we haven't spent a whole lot of time focusing on anybody else besides ourselves. Like I said, we basically had 3 days to do everything, so we'll start looking at them going into tonight, and then we'll have shoot around in the morning, which we'll start talking about them. But we're just focusing on these guys and then go from there.
What are some things you're looking for, maybe obviously beyond just winning the game? Just what are some things from your team?
Like I said, just on the carryover. I think they've done a really good job in practice of, moving the basketball, spacing the floor, trying to play the right way. If we can do that, our communication's been really, really good. So continuing with that, it's going to be a loud arena, as it sounds like, and a spectacle, as you said. So, talking to each other, helping each other out. I think we understand and they understand it's not going to be perfect. We don't expect them to be perfect, but can they pick each other up, play together, and then usually that'll turn out well with the talent we have.
What have you seen out of Jurek Phelps so far? What do you like about his game?
It's funny, we have they keep stats for all the games we've been playing, and he's shooting like 75% from the field. So I think,
bad.
yeah, not bad at all. I asked him if he shot that in college. He said not even close. So, I think that's for him is he can go get a bucket, and that's something that obviously every team in the NBA values. He's done a much better job as we've gone on here of when to pick his spots to do that versus just being a ball dominant guard. He's moved the basketball, especially early in transition. He's always able to get into the paint, and now it's gone from taking a shot every time to moving that basketball and then taking the right ones. I think that's part of why his percentage has gone up.
One thing that Ryan talked about yesterday, he talked about some tweaks he made to his jumper between his junior and senior year at Gonzaga, and that led to his three-point percentage pretty much skyrocketing. What have you thought of his three-point shooting thus far, and how important is it for him, being a little bit of an undersized guard, to be a good three-point shooter within y'all's system?
I think it's important for him just because it shows how he can play on and off the basketball. That's one thing that we talked about with Cooper handling the ball more, Ryan still being able to be out there. He doesn't have to control the game with his decision-making or his IQ. He can be off the basketball and use that because that's only going to help him with a second side playmaker. If guys are closing out to him and they have to respect his shot, now once he drives them and gets into the paint, he can make all the right reads and plays. So it just makes us a better basketball team with him being on that second side and making good decisions, whether it's shooting the basketball at a high level or getting the paint and making the right plays.
Does a sharp second swim through Summer League? How do you feel like he's going to benefit from going through this once before?
I think a lot. I think I talked about before, like just his conditioning and his ability to know what's coming and how to play. I think our guys have done a really good job with the big fellas. They have a ton of athleticism and talent in that regard, and now it's just kind of the IQ and learning the system. College is obviously so much different, and then the G League is obviously so much different from college, which is different from the NBA. So I feel like Sharp just having that sense of what to expect and kind of the shots we're trying to force and what we're willing to live with. He's been really good, and then I think just like I said, his strength and conditioning has gotten so much better where he can do it for longer stretches.
With Matt Cross being a local guy with the SMU, how much of his game did you get to see, and what has he shown so far in these 2 days?
Is he considered a local guy? Like, what do you have, 4 colleges in 5 years? Everybody's a local guy, but no, Matt's been outstanding. He's been awesome. They talked about him coming in as just because he's a local guy and being around and helping us out, and he's been above and beyond what you would expect for him being, whether it's on the court with the guys playing. He's shot the crap out of the ball, so that's been really, really nice to see. And then I'm not sure, I know at SMU he talked about that was a little bit different style than Frank Martin at UMass, so I think that's one thing you've seen with him is he can adapt to all different kind of styles of play and still fit in, so that's been really nice to see.
All right. Thank you.
Obviously, this is your second go around. You went through Summer League last year. You did your overseas over in France. Just what has the last year been like for you in terms of your development?
A lot of progression. I did a great year. That was very cool. I spent all the year with Lyon Villeurbanne. I'm playing EuroLeague, so that was a big experience for myself and for my progression. So that's a good point, and I keep going to work and to be better every day.
And what areas of your game do you feel like grew the most over the last year or so?
Three-point shot and defensive rules.
What are you hoping to get out of this experience this time around?
What'd you say?
What are you hoping to gain out of this Summer League experience this time around?
I'm gonna do my best to have my teammate to be good on the court, and just for the experience. That's the second time for me, so I know a little bit like the atmosphere, and it's gonna be cool.
How close do you think you are to being the NBA ready, or are you now?
I think I got a lot of things to learn, but I stay every day ready to play better. I work a lot on the court. I'm a hard worker, and I'm trying to do my best. And I think this is at this level a lot of details about the offensively, defensively, and that's it.
How much, or how good is it to be able to work with a guy like Cooper Flagg and kind of learn from him and also see how he does things, and is it helpful for you?
Yeah, he's a great player for sure. I ain't gonna lie, I can learn a lot from him. He got, I think, everything. He's a hustler. He is versatile. He can shoot. He play great defense. So we can learn. Everybody can learn from him. He's still young, so he can improve a lot. And yeah.
With you being in a unique spot last year because the Mavs drafted you, but you continued to play overseas. What did that process look like between you communicating with the Mavericks as you're playing overseas, and which people within the coaching staff or the front office stood out as they maintained that good relationship with you guys and pushed you to keep growing?
It's not a bad thing. I think it's better for my progression. I played, like I say, in EuroLeague, so this is a great experience. I can learn from the EuroLeague player. This is a different type of game, but this is a really good game. So I progress a lot, and for the future, every details from anybody could help me for the next.
We've seen you kind of stay ready and stay dedicated. What keeps you dedicated to the game and getting better?
What do you say?
What keeps you dedicated and motivated to kind of continue to get better throughout this journey? I know it's a game you love and it's a game you've been playing your whole time, so that might be the answer.
Yeah, but yeah, this is just details.
Yeah.
That's all.
You mentioned the EuroLeague. It feels like more and more every NBA season there are more EuroLeague players coming over. Is there a sense of camaraderie with those guys? Do you talk to any of them about that transition into the NBA and how the game played differently over there can actually be a benefit when you come over to the NBA?
I don't talk a lot with the players, but I'm just watching, like with the details, what they can do on the court and off the court, the mentality, and this is great to learn from this. This is better for me, for myself, to progress, and yeah, that's a good thing.
While you played in EuroLeague, were there any specific people, whether coaches or teammates, that you learned from the most last year?
The player from Bayern Munich, Obst, he's a great shooter. He can play defense. He's a playmaker, and yeah, that's the type of player for my progression. That's the type of player I have to learn from him, and that's it.
Is that your favorite shoe color?
Yeah.
Also, you talked about when you transferred to Auburn, you were excited to get more open shots, to not have to be such a focal point of the offense, but to take more wide open shots. Are you getting even more of those here with Dallas, and how do you see your role this year?
I mean, for sure. I mean, playing with guys like Ryan Nembhard and Cooper Flagg, I mean, it makes it super easy for me. Similar to like my job at Auburn, just to knock down open shots and just continue to get my look. So, I mean, it's been super easy, just especially playing in this NBA spacing.
What have these last couple of weeks been like for you personally ever since you signed the two-way contract?
These last couple of weeks have been surreal. I mean, it still hasn't hit me yet. I think I was listening to a Future song the other day, and he was saying, like, I'm playing for the Dallas Mavericks, and that really hit me. Like, that hit home for me. So, I mean, it's been surreal. I'm just blessed to be in this position I am.
You've obviously been playing this game for a while now, right? But what do you tell yourself when you're on a newer stage trying to keep yourself kind of present in the moment?
I mean, just be myself, come in and be who I am, and come in and play my game. I think that's what's got me here, and I rely on my work. So that's going to continue out the time for me being here and just continue doing that.
Can you take us into some of those conversations you've had with maybe coaches or front office on the role they envision for you should you continue to excel?
I mean, similar to the role I had at Auburn, a guy that is going to hunt his shot, hunt his three, and play defense at the other end and just excel in that role. With playing like guys like Cooper and Ryan, who are guys that command a lot of attention, and Ryan who likes to pass and get downhill. So just being able to make the open shot and be an outlet for those guys for sure.
With you at Auburn being someone drilled some deep threes, and now you're at the NBA level where the three-point line is scooting back even more. What does that adjustment look like for you, and are you planning to continue to let it fly from wherever you are on the floor?
I mean, for sure, I'm a shooter. I mean, my confidence is through the roof. So if I see the goal and it's open, I'm shooting it. So, and and that's never going to change throughout my whole career. So I mean, it hasn't been pretty much of an adjustment. Those deep threes are something that I work on. It's not just something I just do in the game. So you'll definitely see that for sure.
You mentioned playing with a guy like Cooper. We all know how versatile he is. What a part about his game has stood out the most to you?
I mean, like you said, just how versatile he is. He can do everything on the court. He can get downhill. He can shoot the three. He could get his teammates involved, stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just super easy playing with a guy like that who's willing to pass, who's willing to make the right play. And anytime a guy that commands that much attention you're playing with, just makes my job so much easier.
You mentioned the future song in the league about playing for the Mavericks. Not to get too introspective, but if you could title this new chapter of your life, what would you title it?
Ooh, in due time. In due time.
Ask Coach the same question. You played in a lot of big games, but it just seems like for being a summer league game, tomorrow's getting really hyped up. Ticket prices over $200 on average. Does that do anything else for you beyond how excited I'm sure you already were beforehand?
I feel like it used to, probably before Auburn. I think Auburn, I've played in so many big games that I'm kind of used to just playing that type of environment. But it's just another game. I mean, we all been here the past 2 weeks just working on our games and working our camaraderie to being able to play for this moment. So I think it's just another game. As long as we come in and play our game and stick to the game plan, we'll be all right.
And then with you meeting with different teams and working out for different teams ahead of the draft, one thing that Nico Harrison has preached for the past however many months, as long as he's been here, is Mavericks culture. What do you understand Mavericks culture to be, and how do you plan to be someone who could help add to that?
I think for the main thing, it starts with the work. I think everybody in here, the coaches, the players, from what I've seen when I first got here, some of the players, the returning players, they would beat us to the gym. So I think it starts with the work, and that's something that I really predicate myself and my game off of is just relying on the work. I put in so many hours in the gym on a daily basis that when I get out on the court, it's just second nature. So I think I'm going to come in and fit in right away.
Sorry. What are some of the main things you are focusing on from a skill development standpoint, since the end of your college season?
I think the main thing for me is just continue to focus on my body, and then all aspects of my game, just continue to get better on that. But the main thing is just continue to work on my body, stay in that weight room, Coach B, and make sure I'm eating right, make sure I'm getting the right food. So those two things for sure.
And then with Ryan being someone who is on a two-way as well, have you gotten to know him a little bit so far, and what has stuck out about playing alongside him that you can envision yourself not only at Summer League but playing with him in the league as well?
So it was my first time meeting Ryan over this pre-draft process, but I mean through the pre-draft process we had so many workouts together that we kind of grew a bond and grew a friendship together. So when I found out he was getting a two-way too, it was a great moment for me. But just playing with a guy like Ryan gets you involved. He's the ultimate point guard. I mean, he's a floor general. You want to play with shooters, want to play with a guy like that, and I think he just makes other guys' job easier out there on the court, and the offense just flows when he's out there.
And then he said one thing yesterday is he was asked if he thinks his scoring is overlooked, and he said yes, and he kind of dove into how he thinks that he can create his own shot and other stuff. So what have you thought of Ryan's ability to score, and what about his three-point shooting so far at practice?
I mean, I think it's very underrated. I think he's a great scorer. I mean, he could score at will. Anytime you need him to go get a bucket, he can really go get a bucket. And I think he's actually done a tremendous job of knocking down that open three. And I think that's something that in today's game, point guards got to do is knock down that open three. And I think over these past couple of weeks, he's been doing a great job of that.
Right.